welcome to today's discussion of Ready to Love Season 4. And today we're talking about, wow, this might be the season of explosive rejections. And so we want to talk about who did it best. And so that's the question of the day. Who did the best rejection? So we have three contenders. We have Tyrone and Kheri. Second, we have Donta and Zadia. And third, we have Phil and Shiloh. So the first rejection was Kheri and Tyrone. If you remember, Tyrone eliminated, or I'm saying rejected Kheri. He basically was direct with Kheri. He basically said, listen, I've got limited capacity. I really can only concentrate on a few women at a time. And basically, you didn't make the cut. There's other women I have better connections with. You haven't made the cut. So I'm just going to have to end this here and now so that I can concentrate on connections that are stronger. And particularly, he was talking about Shiloh. So he was direct. Now, if you remember, Kheri was really hurt. She was hurt. And she said a few things about Tyrone. She felt that he was rude. He was dismissive. She felt, and one of the main gripes she had was she felt that she was dismissed too soon, that she wasn't given an opportunity to talk to Tyrone more, learn more about Tyrone, him learn more about her. She just felt that Tyrone was too quick on the trigger, and that was rude and mean, and she didn't like it. And she had some things to say about it. I didn't particularly think that Tyrone was rude to me. He was direct, but I never heard him say anything disparagingly. And in fact, Kheri kept digging for more and more information on why he was sort of eliminating her in his own little circle. And to me, that was actually digging for more rejection, because if he's already made up his mind, why do you need to know all the details, right? Do you really want to have him stick the knife in your heart even further? I don't know. But anyway, the second rejection came with Donta and Zadia, which was, at the time, we thought was probably one of the most explosive rejections. But lo and behold, Phil and Shiloh topped that. But anyway, so when Donta rejected Zadia, remember Zadia was hotter than fish grease. And she, of course, she didn't say it was because she was rejected. She, once again, as well, went to was how she was rejected. If you notice with all these three different women, they never focus on the rejection. They always say, oh, it's not because you rejected me. It's how you rejected me. So one of the things that Zadia didn't like about Donta was that she said, and this was her word she chose, she felt uncovered. She said she felt unprotected and she felt uncovered. And what she was talking about was that Donta didn't give her a heads up. She felt that Donta went into deliberations with the man, and in that deliberations, Donta basically told the men's circle, I'm done with Zadia. I'm not really interested in Zadia that much more anymore. Well, what he didn't do was he didn't tell that to Zadia first. And Zadia was upset about that, because what Zadia said was, listen, I should have been given an opportunity that if you felt that way, I would have told you where you stood with me. Because what Zadia was thinking was the reason why Donta rejected her was because he didn't know if he was her number one. What Zadia doesn't understand is Donta rejected Zadia because of what he saw with Aisha. What he saw, he didn't like, right? So it really, at that point, it had nothing to do with where he stood with you, Zadia, whether he was your number one or number two. It was that what he saw, he didn't like. So he was cutting it off. The next rejection, of course, came with Shiloh and Phil. Same thing. It's not because you rejected me, it's how you rejected me, right? Phil was the avoider. He was the nonverbal cues. He wasn't verbal at all. But remember, Phil saw all this stuff play out. He saw the direct rejection from Tyrone. He saw Tyrone go home. He saw the direct rejection from Donta. Donta got hands in the face, poked in the nose, darn near assaulted. Phil took another route. He decided, I'm going to do the avoidance route. I'm going to coddle the feelings. I'm not going to say it directly. But in the end, Shiloh, just like all the other women, was upset and didn't like the way it went down. And in the end, all three women said, it wasn't that you rejected me, it was how you rejected me. Now, do I believe that? Absolutely not. It was not the how. That might have layered on, right? It was because they rejected. So the question becomes also is, do we get to control how we're rejected? Do we get to dictate to people, this is how I want you to reject me? When you get ready to reject me, this is how I want you to do it. And how do you even tell that to somebody? How do you control that? And if you can't control it, is the only way, which I'm going to say is yes, the only thing you can do is all you can do is control your reaction. All you can control is the way you react to a way a person treats you. And if you are out of control in your emotions, right, you cannot justify your emotions. What Shiloh did, what Zadia did, you cannot justify that because someone didn't deliver bad news to you the way you want to deliver to you. All these things right here tell me all three of these women are not ready to love. Because let me tell you something. In marriage, if you think your husband will never disappoint you, if you think your husband will never do anything to hurt your feelings, then you are wrong. If you're planning on being married for 20, 30, 40 years, you will get your feelings hurt. You will at one point even may feel rejected by your husband for one thing or another. Maybe he don't like your cooking. I don't know. But if you do not have a way to handle rejection, then you're not ready to love, because this is a skill set you need to come into marriage with. Because in marriage, when you're with someone 24 hours, 7 days a week for 30, 40 years, there's going to come a time where your spouse may not handle your feelings the way that you want them to. But that doesn't mean you get to fly off the handle. You have to learn effective communication so that you can teach a person, hey, I know that's the way that you did it, but next time this is what I prefer. And that needs to be done differently than what all these three women did. You can't put your hands in the face of your husband or boyfriend or anyone you know, and you can't walk around in a parking lot at 4 o'clock in the morning drunk. So what do you guys think? Who handled the rejection the best between the three men, between Donta, Tyrone, and Phil? Whose style did you like the best? Alrighty, that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.